Hi guys, welcome back to Theater Hitan. My name is Abby and today we are going to be doing the crown video for the week of October 15th to the 22nd. So as I said last weekend, I'm probably going to be saying it almost in every video up for the top 3 chakras, because these are just, it's some of the hardest chakras to work on, because it's not the ones that people focus on. It's just not. It's really just not. And that's kind of hard to say considering the crown chakra also aligns with a lot of spirituality and a lot, I don't want to say religion, but with that consciousness. But the thing is that everything with people most of the time is just surface level. They don't get that high. So this chakra tends to be not only blocked, but one of the things that people have a hard time on unlocking. And a lot of it just has to do with going within yourself. It's not hard. It's hard if you have your other chakras blocked. I will say that. If your other chakras are not, then you can quite easily unlock this chakra. So, what is our blockage from our crown chakra from the 15th to the 22nd? Okay, from our crown chakra from the 15th to the 22nd. Oh, 15. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, first card out is the 5 of Swords in reverse, which is interesting because there's so many. The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords can be interpreted in so many different ways. We're gonna talk about it. Then we have Temperance and the Tower. The Tower is Uranus, which also rules higher consciousness, which also rules the crown chakra, because that's also ruled by Aquarius, and Aquarius rules the crown chakra as well. So there's that. So our blockage isn't that fun? Isn't it crazy that you have to work with Uranus to like get your crown chakra like balanced? That's crazy, right? Like, upgrade yourself. You need to like raise your vibration to actually get up to that level. What can we do? That we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I'm gonna pull one more card. Okay. And then, how can we best heal our crown chakra this week? From the 15th to the 22nd. How can we best heal our crown chakra? From the 15th to the 22nd. Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups. Can we best heal? Ooh. The Chariot. Can we best heal our crown chakra? Oh, I done got attacked. Yo. I done got attacked. Then we have the Page of Swords and the 10 of Cups. I done got attacked by tarot. Like, bottom of the deck, of course, the Hangman and the 8 of Cups and the Hermit, which has been lurking all the damn chakras for like this whole entire reading. This whole entire chakra reading for each chakra has just been like Hermit life. Okay, so for our crown space, we're going to talk about this right now, because the 5 of Swords in reverse with Temperance. 5 of Swords in reverse, let's just look at the card upright. You see this guy who's just like, I beat these 2 guys up and they're really sad, and just like there's a disconnect about it. But the thing that you need to understand about this card is that this guy is now disconnected from this right here. And this is represented by, it could be like anything. It could be people, it could be emotions. It could, because this is a very Aquarius card as well. It could be emotions, it could be situations, it could be humanity, it could be anything. This could be anything. So in reverse, there is a kind of emotional awareness, but there is still a disconnect there. There is like a trying to, because the blockage is really like you're trying to balance everything else that's going on in your life, but you're not trying to go higher. You're just not trying to go higher. You're too busy trying to balance out the grounds and trying to balance your mind and trying to balance out your like all of the physical and like mental, like your whole head game, like how you are psychologically speaking, how you are, like how you mentally or how stable you are. You're trying to balance all of the material and the kind of mental side of that. But you have not elevated higher. And so because we're not in that higher place, and because we're not, and this goes hand in hand with the third eye video as well, because when you cannot, when you don't have these top chakras unlocked, you really struggle with seeing and understanding why the stuff is happening to you in the first place. There's just a lack of understanding. There's a complete lack of seeing why and just understanding. And so there's this disconnect with needing to go higher. They're just like, oh, what is the answer that I need? What is the answer that I need to be able to solve this, to find this balance? Because we're still talking about Libra season. To find this balance, to find this clarity, to find this, to find what I need to be better, to feel better, to get the answers, to connect. Whether it's like to source, whoever it is that you believe it is, whatever it is, there is a disconnect, and because there's this imbalance going on throughout the rest of the chakras, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7, because there's this disconnect and there's a lack of movement there, there's a need to really work on yourself, like literally act. And this is why these cards came out. There's literally acting. This is why the Chariot came out. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. There's a need for movement, to action. And like I said in the other last week's chakra reading for the crown and the third eye, a lot of people don't work on these chakras, but it's because they don't actually do the work. And because you don't put in the work, you don't see the results. So then your life gets overwhelming and you don't know why everything's all messed up, because you're not in balance. You're not in balance. And because you're not in balance, you cannot reap the benefits of being in balance. That's just simply the, answer to that question. And so there's like an overwhelming need to really make a move now and to really put in the work. The want are about your path. They're about your growth. They're about the work that you're going to put in of self, like your self-work that you're going to put in order to see change, in order to connect where you want to connect, in order to elevate where you want to connect, in order to start the fresh energy up there, in order to link up there. And what happens when you're actually connected, and when you have that balance, and when you are able to remove these blockages from yourself? And why is that? Because you're in balance. If you don't know how to temper yourself and balance yourself out, you cannot have this. Because it takes one to appreciate and understand what balance is needed in order to appreciate this kind of happiness and this kind of life. Because this is a life. And these are hilariously, we're just going to talk hilariously, these are all the fucking colors of the goddamn chakra rainbow, okay? All the goddamn colors, okay? When you are able to heal the rest of your space, you're able to have yourself in this type of field where you're all balanced out. And it's important to do so. It's important to balance yourself out this way, because then you don't have these goddamn, you don't have these goddamn issues. You're not, what are we even talking about here? You're just not. You don't have to be. But you have to act first in order for you to receive. You have to make moves first. If you are unbalanced, it's because you're only looking at one part of the problem. You need to look at whatever plan you want to continue to execute. Since we're doing the chakra readings this way, whatever plan you want to execute, where it's like, okay, I really want to focus on my money. I need to, which is your, like, as far as root foundation. I want a house. I really want to get that together. Okay, what are you doing about your body though? Because you also have to focus on the physicality of everything else. You need to really go through your whole entire shit. You want this one thing, you need to get everything else in check. What are you doing about your body? What are you doing about your relationships? When was the last time you came? When was the last time you addressed your trauma? When was the last time you genuinely smiled? When was the last time that you went out with your friends? That your ego felt healthy? That you didn't feel bad about yourself? That you literally loved yourself? When was the last time that you felt stable in a relationship? That you felt nurtured? When was the last time that you spoke the truth? When was the last time that you allowed yourself to accept what your intuition was telling you? I literally just went through all the goddamn chakras. Like, when was the last time? When you're able to dissect and really choose the path that will allow you to move on these things and answer these questions, like, okay, let me see what I need to do to get here. Because obviously the way you're going to elevate yourself and raise your vibration is by moving. You need to move to get this. You need to make moves to get this. And that's the whole point. So for our crown chakra, again, it's gonna stay like this for a hot minute, and I'm gonna be repeating myself almost every week for these chakras, because they are the ones that you really need to put work to get to. And it goes to show that if you're working on your energy and you're working on your body, because again, your chakras, you can, when they're blocked so bad, you can manifest illnesses. And so if you are wanting to put in the work, so you're balancing yourself out and you're feeling better and you're like in a good place, you're gonna get up to these chakras. And when you get up to these chakras, everything's gonna elevate itself and you're gonna have to put in the work. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Woo. So I'm gonna pull a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle card deck that I bought recently, and I've been using them pretty much all week. I did this whole thing this last week where I was just pulling oracle cards on my Instagram for people, which I do randomly sometimes. I shuffled so many cards. I think I did like 50 readings or something on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you need to follow me on Instagram. The link is gonna be down there. But sometimes I just want to shuffle cards because, you know, my Gemini moon, I am the messenger, so I guess I have to deliver these goddamn messages somewhere. Some way, somehow, you must know. So, I just felt like pulling cards for people. So, what is our advice for our crown healing this week? Y'all gonna laugh so hard when you see this shit. Like, y'all gonna be like, you did something. No, I did not. We got commitment. And oh my god, is this another goddamn rainbow in here? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. We could talk about rainbows actually while I look for this thing. So, I don't know if you guys saw my spiritual retreat to Grenada video that I have in my channel that I made like a while back in March when I went to the spiritual retreat. But one of the things that happened, which was really cool, and I have receipts for this in the video, so I'm not making this shit up. If you wanted to actually see the proof, you can go watch it. But one of the things that happened that I thought was just beautiful, one of my favorite experiences, was when we were on the plane. Like, all the girls were getting on this charter plane, like this Indiana Jones looking charter plane, right? And it was really funny because some of the girls were like, oh my god, what if we go down like Aaliyah, whatever, and like they were scared, and I was like, oh, like, don't worry about that, we're gonna do it, we got this. And it was like, but oh my god, but what if this happens and all that? And I'm like, no, like, don't worry about that, we got it, like, okay. And then I took a moment, I was like, okay, I'm calling on all of our ancestors, we are protected, like, we did, you know, it was just like a prayer. And, you know, we're on the plane, and the girls are still like, okay, we go off. And as we're flying, I'm sitting by the window, so I look to the side, and I see the shadow of the plane on the clouds, and there's just a double rainbow surrounded by, like, around the plane. And I was just like, I've never felt so protected in my goddamn life. That was the most protection that I felt. Like, I felt so loved. Like, I felt so much love. I felt so protected. It was so beautiful. That experience was so beautiful. And it just kept happening throughout the entire trip. Like, that night, after we got to Caracu from Grenada, we got to Caracu that night. We were chilling up in the rooftops. We were smoking, like, you know, and I look, there's like these like what are they like pool seats or beach seats? Those like long, like, I don't know, they're like beach chairs, and there's some at the top because I had the roof deck room, so I'm at the top and we're like sitting down and I'm laying on it and I'm looking up and I look at the moon and it has a double fucking rainbow on it, and I'm just like, and then when we left and we took the plane, the charter plane again, and we were on the plane, there was another rainbow. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I just felt so much love, so much protection, so much peace. Like, I was so grateful. There's some things that literally, moments that you just have to be grateful for, and that's one of my absolute favorite moments of my life, because I felt like so protected, so loved. Like, our ancestors were definitely there. Like, it was just so much love. I just felt so much love, and it was just like, rainbow, yo, rainbow. It's like, you earned this. Like, I was doing so much work last year, like so much work, and it's like all of us like felt like we got this gift from the universe. Like, that whole trip was just like a gift from the universe, and because it was just like, it felt like a huge adventure and everything went perfect. Like, it was just like, it was just like amazing. It was like a great experience. We all like healed together. We all like made such great bonds. We're all still friends. Like, all the girls are like still friends. Like, we're all friends. We all like love each other and support each other. Like, we became such a tribe, and it's like, it was this gift from the universe. Like, we all needed to go on this trip for separate reasons. Like, some of the girls were going through their own thing. I was going through my thing. Everybody was going through something, and we all just felt like we were searching for something, and we needed some release, some like moment of peace, and just like, you know, like that abundance energy, like being in that. And that's what it was. We were literally like this. It was literally, that was my whole entire retreat. For those that need to take a spiritual retreat, take a spiritual retreat. It's very important. But I was so grateful. I was so grateful. It was just, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. And so rainbows to me are very like, they mean a lot to me. And that's my story about rainbows. Anyway, we're going to talk about commitment, because we're talking about crown chakra. It's messed up, so we're going to talk about this. Okay, a true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. I'm going to read that again for my people in the back. A true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. I can't. You're going to be mad at me. Okay. Partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates that a natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal and metaphorical marriage. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. I'm going to just hold these two together at this point, because this is the way life is set up. Okay, however, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. Be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnerships with spirits and the highest version of your own self will engage in the highest self in another. What did I just say? You guys, if anybody actually thinks that you don't need your chakra to be in this space, you're crazy. You're absolutely insane. You absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So put in the work. Put in the work. Do the work. I'm telling you. You can't just be like, I just want to be in love all the time, and just work from your heart space and not have everything else in order. Okay? You can't just be like, oh, I just want sex. I just want to sleep around and be like, no, because everything else is not in order. You can't just be like, I just want money, I just need money, I just want money, I just need money, I just want money, money. No. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram either. Mwah.